I am really interested in students being engaged with material beyond the classroom. So in all the classes I teach, and this is graduate as well as undergraduate classes, I typically have some kind of community engagement project that students will be working on. So a hands-on project where they are somehow collaborating with community members or each other, where they apply the material that we're reading in actual communication setting. I was just talking about community engagement projects. So one of the things that I've been doing in recent years has been studying inclusive pedagogy, and in particular from a critical interpersonal and family communication perspective. And so, what that means is I did a project with a few other graduate students, 3 years, I don't know, it's pre-COVID, so who knows, right? But a few years ago, where we had talked to marginalized, minoritized students on campus about inclusive classroom practices. In particular, we were asking them, what makes you feel welcome and included in the classroom? And so, at the end of that project, what we have is a whole list of suggestions for building inclusive and welcoming classrooms, both online and face-to-face. And that has been published, but also we've been presenting that in forums like on BGSU campus, so talking to various faculty and instructors, and so being sure to talk about that research in settings where folks can actually use it. One of the things that I would say to students is don't be afraid to just jump in and try different things. I didn't start off doing like poetic inquiry, right? I mean, I started off pretty traditional kind of qualitative work. And it was like I was kind of doing this poetry on the side. And then it was like I was trying to figure out how to integrate some of that into research. And I found some other scholars. So that first piece of advice would be to kind of just don't be afraid to follow some of your inklings and some of your desires in terms of the research, because you might find some spots, et cetera, because sometimes I think you get trained a certain way and then it's almost like, oh my goodness, I've got to kind of follow this mold.